When you're confident, you feel like you can put the ball anywhere. And, you get the feeling that with this confidence, so ace could come at any time. Wow, that is impressive. Big serving, but accurate as well. Well done. 3 straight points. He's 2-1 up.
Janowicz man par 2 games.
The highest ranked man left in the BNP Paribas Masters, the last of the Masters 1000 events of the year, the big 9 tournaments. Of course, the 4 Grand Slams as well. But this is a big one. Murray's the highest ranked man left. He's 2-1 down to Jerzy Janowicz. Nadal unable to play here. Federer pulled out. Djokovic lost his first match.
Easy tennis from Murray. The last time that those 3 didn't reach a Thursday of a Masters was 6 years ago. This event. 53 Masters tournaments. So it is a wonderful opportunity, not just for Murray, but for the second tier. No disrespect to the Del Potros and Burdicks and Tsongas.
Third love.
4 times a quarter-finalist at this event, Andy Murray. They're playing for a place in the quarter-final with this match.
4 love. Four to 15. Sure, Murray.
Janowicz
2 games.
15-30 down in his previous service game, and held with 3 straight aces, so going for number 4 here. It was brave serving when he needed to produce his best. He's going to need that a lot in this match, one feels.
Well, it's just not a winning strategy, the drop shot. Not a player that will rely on finesse, and also just plays into the hands of Murray. I mean, he needs to crunch that forehand as hard as he can.
I suppose the thinking is he's just trying to mix it up a little bit and not be too predictable and start getting into baseline rallies with Murray. So, I mean, I understand where it's coming from, but it doesn't look like a man who's going to get very far with that.
Excuse me, Jerzy. Apologies from the commentary box.
No, I still think over the course of a match, if you're 6'8" and full of muscles, and you're playing drop shots off somebody's return, especially Murray, who's got all that dinky stuff at the net, I'm not sure it's a winning strategy. But, hey, maybe we're wrong. Wouldn't be the first time.
Counter cancel. 30-15.
Looks like a baddie from a Bond film, doesn't he? He's got a fairly menacing look. He's trying to drive himself on in these early stages. Remember that bloke, Jaws? Which film was that in? He's only 21, so he couldn't have been in Moonraker, could he? Couldn't have been in that.
40-30.
His lawyers are currently finding out Andrew Castle's details.
Why, no, I wouldn't want to offend him.
Sure.
More controlled brutality. Well done, young man. He's 3-2 up against Andy Murray. More from Paris after this.
Janowicz mandat 3-7.
Paris now, and then shooting back on the train for London, which starts next Monday. That's the Barclays ATP World Tour Finals. Just the top 8 in the world going head-to-head. 2 groups of 4. And the top 2 from each group going through to the semi-finals and then the final. It's a delicious week. Join us for it. Every match singles and doubles from there. Andy Murray's already qualified for London again after a $5 million year that he's had already. Just a monumental set of achievements for this great player now. I think we can start calling him a great player. And I think there's much more to come.
And I think so far, Andrew, his attitude has been brilliant, because it's never easy playing someone like Janowicz, who, you know, you expect to beat. And you've had a few half chances, and then you see the ball flying past you with big serves, but you just got to bide your time. His chance will come, and then it'll be the question whether he's good enough today. It's a lot easier to take that chance if you're relaxed.
40-11. Well,
that's only the 3rd point that Janowicz has won against the Murray serve. No Ivan Lendl in the camp this week. That surprises me in the build-up to London.
If you can, stay off that forehand. Sort of an old school grip, sort of Eastern. And he generates pace. Very little spin on it.
Sure, Murray. Three games.
One of the reasons why Murray may not have done quite so well here over the years is he's right up against the World Tour finals. What's going on here? Murray probably feels that the preparations have been done for London when he's made quarterfinals before. I'm not suggesting he puts in a half effort. But that begs the question, do you think he's going to dig deep and go all the way till Sunday here when he's obviously going to be playing early in the week next week?
Yeah, I do, Andrew, because I think Andy at the moment, at this stage of his career, is thinking number one.
Yes.
And he knows that he can go 2 weeks back to back. He did that at the US Open, so you know, mentally to play here 5 matches and to play next week 5 matches, I think that's fine for him. Physically it might begin to take its toll, but it's the last event of the year next week, excuse me. First
serve percentage for Janowicz, 76%.
That's just a stunning return. Technically, absolutely brilliant. So little backswing and just using that pace of that second serve. He's won 4 out of 6 points on the Pole's second serve. That will begin to take its toll.
Great credit to this 21-year-old. He's come out here with not too many nerves, playing well, 4-3 up. You're looking at the Polish number 2. Jerzy Janowicz from Lodz in Poland, and number 1 is Łukasz Kubot. I have a feeling that when the rankings come out on Monday, Janowicz will have overtaken him. He's 69 in the world, but he's playing Andy Murray.
They're doing all right, aren't they, the Poles? With no real tennis history. I mean, they did have Wojciech Feedback, who was a great player, but 2 players in the top 100, the 2 Poles in doubles.
Furstenberg and Matkowski. Women's players very good too. Career year for Agnieszka Radwanska, and younger sister, a former world junior champion, Ursula Radwanska, playing better as well. Well, this Palais des Sports is in the 12th arrondissement, and that ball landed in the 13th arrondissement. Boom. You better look down at your racket and pray that there's a broken string. Don't think so, mate. Ah, that was sweet.
Murray.
Very satisfying disguise. And a satisfying game in a minute and a half
4 games on.
for their man Murray. Getting towards that stage where if he wins one of the first 2 points or maybe gets a 15-30 lead, just wonder if that pressure that Barry Cowan's been telling us about will finally get to this man.
Kansas zone.
9th ace against Murray, and he's only played 4 service games, averaging over 2.
Yeah, ace every 2 first serves that go in.
Well, that will be frustrating for Murray because that is a Murray point. He was working it very nicely. His ground strokes are far superior, but the killer blow came from the man who half the time looks like he doesn't know where the ball's going from the back of the court. That flies in the face of what I'm saying, but he's winning the long rallies, eh?
That will not last.
No, definitely not.
Well, it certainly appears the way he hits his forehand, it's actually very difficult to pick where he's going to go.
He flings his racket head at the ball, doesn't he? Quick. He's got a touch of the Rosals about him, hasn't he? Throw the ball up, spank it. If it comes back, hit it a little bit harder. Captivating match. A quick service game to respond to a Murray quick service game. Interesting. 5-4 Janowicz. Who picked this? I think we're all very familiar with the year that Andy Murray has had as we enjoy this match. Third round match in Paris. But Jerzy Janowicz, the man that is playing, is giving a very good account of himself. Having started the year well outside the top 200, he's up at 69 in the world. He's qualified here and won 2 matches. He's enormous, he's confident, he's settled in, and this match could get very uncomfortable. Hero from Dunblane here.
And he's going to keep swinging.
Yeah. Wow, now that is a well-chosen shot in terms of timing. And him and his coach, Tilikainen there, they will have thought about this, Barry, beforehand. This looks a very specific strategy, doesn't it, now?
Well, with what happened the point before, he's actually forced Murray to play further back behind the baseline to try and give himself a bit of time, and then that opens up that type of shot. How composed has he been these first 2 points? Murray's done nothing wrong.
15-30.
I do feel his attitude's been great, though, Andrew, with Murray, because it'd be easy to feel down, but you don't want to give someone like Janowicz, when you're a Grand Slam champion, any sign that you are starting to feel the heat of your opponent's play. But Murray is going on about his business in the way you would expect from a Grand Slam champion. And it's not easy to do when you've seen winners fly past you. First time he maybe backed off at the beginning of a rally.
40-30.
He's got big old plates of meat at the end of his legs, hasn't he? It's got to be a size 16, hasn't he? Or 15, 6'8". Likes a bit of boxing, does Murray? Well, he's up against a heavyweight here. Just got to parry the blows. Duck and dive.
Murray.
4 straight points for Murray. Some threat, but the blows parried indeed. And it's 5 games all. The most recent Grand Slam champion is British. Murray winning in September in New York, having been 2 sets up against Djokovic. Saw his man Djokovic come back and then won with such willpower in the 5th. It was a great moment. And the thing about Murray's success is that those of us who've watched him develop, it's just an absolute feeling, both in and out of the game, that he deserved it. Finally, really got it together after being so close.
And if he doesn't add to those 9 aces in this game, I think Murray will break him.
Danny Valverde, who was watching Janowicz play his match yesterday, trying to gain a little bit of insight into the Polish game. Well, I can tell you he's got a big serve. Should have challenged that, shouldn't he? Could have challenged, he would have been wrong.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have the stat of points won when he's hit the drop shot, but he's probably won 2, lost 6, 7.
I think he's won 3 and lost 6. But I lost count, Barry. So I thought he wasn't going to hit more than a couple. But you don't want to become predictable on the drop shot. Surprise is its main strength. he's dragged it wide. And he's going to have to serve his way out of trouble once again. One of these slightly longer rallies, won by Andy Murray, and it's a first break point, this match. Just approaching 40 minutes of play.
50-40.
Great return of serve.
Counter.
Janowicz doing enough with that forehand approach.
30-40.
It wasn't the best textbook volley, was it?
It found the strings.
Just.
And the pressure does tell. Well done, Barry. You called it. It is a breaker serve to Murray. He did just enough. 6-5, he'll serve for the first set. Well, it was a long time coming, but eventually a break point came along. It was earned by Andy Murray in the previous game against Jerzy Janowicz, number 2 from Poland. And he grabbed the second break point with a double fault. So now Murray with the honour of serving for the first set. Just a reminder that later on, Juan Martin Del Potro, a winner in Basel over Roger Federer in a final set tiebreak on Sunday. Number 7 seed here, he takes on Michael Lodra, who beat John Isner. The crowd will be looking forward to Joe Wilfried Tsonga, not before 6:30 this evening against Nicola Almagro of Spain, and then Wawrinka versus Ferrer, the Iron Man from Spain. Hurry up, Jerzy. Oh, he's missed it. Oh, boy, he was covering more miles than he wanted to there, wasn't he?
Well, Murray toyed with him the point before when he hit the chip forehand deep, and he just tried to repeat that.
I would love to see players wearing a heart monitor, because Janowicz was up high there just temporarily after 57 meters of running. I tell you what, if Andy Murray was to lose his serve from 30 love up, having lost his concentration with that drop shot, he's going to be a very cross patch.
Light on the service. 30 Porter.
Interesting comments there from Murray as he missed that first serve. Sarcastically saying good serving. He's actually served really well in this match. 63% first serves in.
You're not rational when you've had 30 love, thrown in a stupid drop shot, and then you're facing a break point. This is good willpower from Murray, who was
Murray.
no doubt upset that he played himself into trouble, but he's fought his way out of it. And after 3/4 of an hour, as you can see there, he has a set point.
Well, they often say you can be a dangerous player if you have one weapon. Janowicz has two. A great serve and a big heart. And he hasn't dropped his head after losing his previous serve.
He just second-guessed himself. I think he was thinking drop shot, and then realised that that wasn't the answer, and by which time it was too late and the body was all out of kilter. Second set point. And that's it. Danger averted while serving for the first set. Murray fights back, takes it 7-5, and there's a lot of tennis left to be played in this match.
Certainly is. 4-5 love 30. Murray was in a spot of bother. And a few little issues before he closed it out in that last service game. But he has the first set. Mark Petrie, watching though, has, I think, a fair bit of admiration for the man in our picture.
Yeah, he's a big talent, isn't he? I mean, you know, we've watched him a couple of times this week and we've seen him a little bit, but you know, to come out of here on this court against somebody like Andy and produce the type of tennis he has speaks volumes for his future. Still raw around the edges, no question about that. Good numbers from Andy, obviously on serve. Janowicz got to find a way of protecting his second serve, hasn't he? And also just overplaying the drop shot a little bit, I think, particularly in that opening set. He's so hit and miss, it makes it difficult to play. You don't want to take away all of that from his game, but there definitely needs at times just to perhaps just not overcomplicate things.
Well, we've seen his mobility and the power of his serve, and I wondered, just maybe a couple of years ago, a match like this, would we have seen Andy almost boiling over at times? And this is a really clear indication today of just how far he's come in mental terms.
I think you can certainly argue that case, absolutely, in terms of just not getting sort of too down on himself. I think the other way of looking at it is actually he's got a lot of respect for this guy down the other end of the court, and maybe if he didn't have the same level of respect, maybe you would see a little bit more frustration, but I think he understands you know, as I said earlier in the program, you know, Brad Gilbert said this guy's going to be top 10. I mean, that's the sort of noise that you know, Janowicz is making. So Andy knew coming out here this was going to be a tough encounter. He needed to be on his own game, and he has been.
Yep, good stuff in this one. Already today we've seen Thomas Burdett come through eventually in 3 sets against Kevin Anderson. He's through to play Gilles Simon, who was awarded a walkover when Kei Nishikori unfortunately had to withdraw before the match because of a recurrence of his right ankle injury. To come after this, as Andrew was mentioning, Juan Martin Del Potro against Michael Lodra. Tonight we've got Songa and Almagro, Wawrinka and Ferrer, and on court 1 there'll be some action later with Monaco and Tipsarevic and Raonic and Querrey. But into the second set here, and we'll rejoin Barry and Andrew.
It's very interesting to hear from the studio that Brad Gilbert thinks that Janowicz could be a top 10 player. I'm not sure about that yet. An arguable point. Certainly a great load of weapons that he brings to the court. Other interesting young players that we've had a look at in the last couple of weeks here on Sky Sports. Benoit Paire. The jury's still out on him as well, apart from we know he's immensely talented. I love Dolgopolov as well. I think he's a tremendously exciting player. Dimitrov, of course. He's beginning to mature, isn't he?
Yeah, the best 2 for me, Andrew. I still stick with that, or Raonic and Dimitrov. Might take Dimitrov a little longer, but I think he'll get there. Top 10, that is. We don't know after that. There might be someone who comes out of nowhere in 3 or 4 years' time who's 14 years of age at the moment. But the way the game is going, and I do feel that the next star in the next 10 years will be someone who's 6'8", who hits the ball like a ton, who moves well and can volley. And if you look at Janowicz, there's a few rough edges to his game. And I'm sure over time he can improve those areas.
Returned and unreturned Murray. Well, obviously you want to try and climb on that ball and before it rises too much on you. So when he's going forward, seems to be making some pretty good contact. That's all I can glean from that graphic, really.
That obviously doesn't count the aces.
Of which there were 9 in the first set. Now, when it comes to young talent emerging, and this one is certainly one of them, the agents, you know, they sign them up young. 11, 12, 13 years of age, they can have a sort of an unofficial agreement.
Well, it's interesting, Andrew, because the winner at Wimbledon and the US Open Juniors was Pellewo, who's from Canada. And speaking to a few agents in New York, and he's struggling to get deals because the agents don't see him as a player that is going to hit the big time.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Even with that record in the juniors?
Yeah. And that would never have been the case, would it, 15, 20 years ago?
No. This is a delight. It's a display of talent from Andy Murray from the half volley of the Janowicz return all the way through.
And you can put in all the hours on the practice court you want, but if you're not blessed with this type of ability, then you will struggle to win majors in the next few years. But that's just incredible for Murray. How easy he made that point look.
Sure, Murray.
News from Court 1 is that one half of the Wimbledon doubles champions, Johnny Murray, playing with Paul Hanley of Australia. They're one set up against Bob and Mike Bryan, who are the perennial world champions and #1 pair. So he's off and running again, that Johnny. He's getting better with age. Was he 31 years old? Amazing result this year. So Murray is set up with his partner against the Bryans. Good.
Kansas up.
And he deserves everything he gets. Johnny Murray, a great guy.
Is he definitely... Are they at London? Definitely, because they won Wimbledon.
Yeah.
Kansas.
Although I think Freddie Nielsen's done everything he can within his powers not to get there. I don't think he's played doubles since, has he?
No, he did say something peculiar after they won the doubles. He says, well, I'm still concentrating on my singles. So, Freddie, don't. Just, you know, do what you are absolutely the best at.
Mr. Janowicz is challenge the ball. The right force line. The ball's called out. Count against 30-15. Count against 40-15.
Potent combination, the power and the touch that he has. Counterintuitive, really, isn't it? That a man like this would have. So all big men, they tend to have that nice touch with the ball.
Sure. Janowicz.
They're playing for a place in the quarter-final here in Paris. Jerzy, Janowicz,
2 games.
still in this match. Andy Murray will be in London next week for the World Tour Finals, that 8-man finale that we're looking forward to. But there's a lot of unfinished business for him, both here and probably for the rest of the tournament. He's set up against Jerzy Janowicz, who came through the qualifying. Matches later on this court, Del Potro Lodra. Not before 6:30, Songra Almagro. That'll be a good one. And at 2:30 on the other court here, Monaco to Savage. That will be interactively available to you if you want. They're followed by Querrey and Raonic. And there's only a bit of flimsy netting around that court. People are going to be diving for cover with Raonic playing out there, that is for sure.
Well, as you would expect, he was serving massive last night, Raonic. Good effort for him to come back after dropping that opening set against Shardy.
Count as a 4-love. Count against 40-15. 40-30. 40-30. Joe Murray, balance up, s'il vous plaît. New balls, please. Deux jeux partout. 2 games on.
Bercy is a massive entertainment facility that can be divided up into anything a client wants, really. But this main arena is fabulous. Got Supercross going on here after this tournament, and then Cirque du Soleil comes to town. Although I wonder if, because it's in France, whether they're going to call it Sun Circus.
Mr. Janowicz is challenging the call at the left service line. The ball was called out. Second serve.
Or whatever it's called. Oh dear. There are some times where he gives away
Love 15.
there's a suggestion that he really is very new into the top 100 of the world. 69 in the world now.
Yeah, next year is going to be a big year for the Pole in terms of developing his game. And he's got so many attributes to go even higher.
He's a man who is going to be in all the Grand Slam championships, I think, for the first time, which is a great honour, and it's really one of the ways a player measures himself or herself. This year he qualified at Wimbledon for his first outing at Slam level, beat Bolelli and then Gulbis in 5, lost to Florian Mayer.
Gulbis lost in the last round of a challenger in Eckental over the weekend. And they're just incredible. His drop in form.
Amazing.
And amazing as well from Janowicz, because he played a superb rally. And was probably against anyone but Murray or Djokovic, he would have won the point. And he was balanced if he needed to hit another shot, Murray.
Merci. Counter. 30 all.
The first event that he played this year, as Andrew was saying, was that Futures in Great Britain. He lost the second set 6-love to David Rice. How can this guy lose a set 6-love? Well, he gave Murray a different look there. He served way to the right. The pole.
30. Counter. Deuce.
He's hit and miss, but I think he's got a pretty good attitude when he does make an unforced error to sort of put it behind him.
Janowicz. Égalité. Deuce. Janowicz.
Oh, that was remarkable serve. Tremendously dexterous with the rest of the skies. I mean, look where it's landed in terms of the depth away from the net. That's only a few feet up from the net. Lending itself to a tremendous angle. Was that a second serve? Goodness me.
That's a little unfortunate. His only double fault was the break point in the first set.
Égalité. Deuce.
I'm not sure if I was paying a lot of money, I'd want to see Janowicz versus Karlovic on a fast court. But they maximise what they've got.
Yeah, he has the big serve, Andrew, but there's real passion and energy there, which I think makes him more watchable than certainly Dr. Evo.
Definitely, there's a lot of animation to him, a great deal of intensity. You can tell that he wants it. You can tell when he's upset and when he's full of joy, which he will be if he holds on here. It's another game point.
Sure. Janowicz.
And that's well done. Long game, he came through it. And coach happy.
Janowicz mène par 3 jeux.
More from Paris after these.
3 games to 2. But please.
There you go, bit of support for Andy Murray. Always appreciated. Not a long way from home. By the standards of world tennis, you become a global traveller. Putting hundreds of thousands, millions of miles on the old clock, going around pursuing your trade. And Andy Murray's been out there a long time now. Mid-20s, perhaps his best years still to come, and so hungry now after that US Open victory.
Serve 15. Love 15. Cancel. 15.
At times he sort of gets too far inside the baseline to hit the return, and actually ends up hitting it late. Janowicz. Well, his reaction says it all. If it's there to be hit, let's have a go.
30.
That's a shame because he'd wasted all his energy
Counter.
exhaling loudly to get to the ball. There were 3
30 off.
distinct grunts there as he was making his way to the ball.
Counter taunt. 40, 30.
Could easily have had Murray in trouble on this service game, couldn't he?
Jerzy, Murray. Time's up. 3 games on.
He's been very solid on his own service games, Murray. Protected his first serve very well. But from what I've seen in the first set and a half, he might just have one of the best wide serves in the men's game.
Kansas
Without doubt.
15 love.
It's not often that Murray is being found wanting when returning a big server out wide.
Kansas 15 all.
He's taken his returns up a couple of levels in the last 6 months, Murray. The ability to be aggressive on that second serve return. He's always had the technique to be able to do it, but he's now got the confidence.
30,
In the way he destroyed Federer's second serve in Shanghai a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, just a quick 4 and 4. It's going to be very interesting to see when Nadal does come back, where he slots into all this.
Well, we won't know until the clay.
Well, if I had to make a bet where he's going to slot back in there, it wouldn't be hard. Number 1.
Pressure's building again.
30 all. 30, 40. 30, 40.
Took something off that one. Just the 130 miles an hour out wide or whatever that is. Just enormous serving, just when he needed it. Break point saved. Murray can only be philosophical in that situation. There's nothing he could have done.
Well, I heard something.
And he corrects himself. He wants to challenge? No?
First serve.
So
The line umpire call out, he corrects himself. Huh? The line umpire call. The line umpire call out, he corrects himself.
well,
Huh? Well, no, the call was
my
on
opinion,
time.
it
The
should be his
correction was
point.
after.
Why?
because the call did not affect Murray's
the call
return.
was on time. Then he did like this. He did fault, and then he corrected himself. Yeah. No, it was not late call. First serve.
So
I
he
thought it
called
was an
out and
early
then
call.
corrected himself.
Line umpire
I thought it was an
calls
early
out,
call.
And the ball's good. First serve.
Yeah, but you telling me that Murray would have got that back?
He did.
No, he didn't. It went short in the net, before the net.
Got the racket on the ball.
Doesn't matter.
S'il vous plaît, s'il vous plaît.
Scrap. Crowd see it my way, Barry Cowan.
Avantage, Janowicz.
Are you just playing devil's advocate? Are you just being what you sometimes are?
I'll get Mr. Snitch on you.
Oh, the line judge, who, having seen Benoit Paire smash a racket, came back and told the umpire, and it was in the changing room.
But at the beginning of the match,
Here you go.
the first two rallies that they had over 10 shots, Janowicz won both. But as this match has gone on, it's heavily swung in the favour of Murray, as you would expect.
Avantage, Murray.
Oh, it was a magical blow there. Such quick hands and eyes to match. Andy Murray has taken full control here at a set
Murray
and
mène par
4-3 with a break.
4 jeux à 3. 4 games.
So a wonderful arena for tennis. Merci.
Merci.
It's the last of the Masters
À côté,
1000
s'il vous plaît.
events.
Prenez vos
For this
places.
year, there are 9 of them. Next week, we're at another magical venue, the O2 in London, the most successful entertainment venue in all of Europe. Andy Murray has just broken serve with an inspired return. He's a set and 4-3 up, closing in on victory, you'd think. Del Potro Lodra next.
Yeah, and I'm hearing, Andrew, as well, that ticket sales for next week are a record
15
high
long.
on the back of, obviously, the tennis year, the fact that Murray won the US Open, but I think also that it was an Olympic venue.
What did they do at that venue?
15
Well, they had the gymnastics, didn't they?
15 long.
And then I think they had the basketball, maybe the final.
The staging is brilliant. Starts on Monday. See every match, singles and doubles here. Murray and Nielsen, the Wimbledon doubles champions, will be there.
30-15.
And Johnny Murray, partner of Paul Hanley of Australia, this week playing over on court 1 against the Bryan brothers. 6-4, 6-5. The Bryans serving to stay in that match. Johnny's at it again.
Let. Premier service. Count 40-15.
Well, he feels a lot more confident hitting the drive volley than he does the smash, Murray.
Murray. Murray man pass.
Well, use that shot sparingly.
5 games.
Otherwise, you will come out of it having lost a lot more points than you've won. And it's not really been the best play in the second half of this match from Janowicz.
Kansas up. 15 love. Tontazon. Total out. Conta 15, 30-15.
His hand-eye coordination is second to none, Murray.
Conta 15.
Looks like he's
40-15.
going to have to serve for the match, Murray.
Janowicz.
Almost. But Janowicz does well. And he holds and will at least ask
Murray
Andy Murray the
pass,
question at a set and
Kansas
5-4. Murray serving
5
for
games to
it
4.
next. Serving for this match, Andy Murray.
Kansas up.
Having a look at the draw. Something a player doesn't
15
think too
long.
much about when he's trying to polish things off. Plays the winner of Monaco versus Tipsarevic, which is on your interactive service now from the other court in use here. 3 points away.
Now, mentally, it's been a very strong performance from Murray. Had to bide his time in the opening set. Janowicz came out, was serving huge. Murray had to work hard to get himself out of trouble, serving at 4-5, love 30. Never been a sense of panic at all in this match from Murray.
But it could be the last throws of a fabulous effort for Jerzy Janowicz of Poland. Had to win this point to stay in the match, really, and he did. Pulled the drop shot off. Dangerous play. It's a man who came through the qualifying. He was here last Saturday, grinding his way through. Won 2 good matches there, and then 2 excellent matches to get to this point. In a surprise. Beat Kohlschreiber and Cilic.
Thompson. 30 on.
Back your own ability, and Murray did on the forehand. He missed it at 15-30. All out attack to bring him match point.
40-30.
Just goading Murray just a little bit here. They're delighted to see the US Open champion in the draw, especially seeing as there's no Nadal, no Federer. Djokovic is gone. They're just like an entertaining match. They've got one here at the end. Yeah, wait until he plays Tsonga later on in the week. That would be fun. Amazing, isn't it? This is the first time in an hour and 35 minutes that he has lost composure. He was 30 love up, serving for a place in the quarter-final, and now the crowd have got under his skin just a little bit. And it's a break point. Well, that is a turn-up for the books. It's credit to Jerzy Janowicz, but really, Murray contributed to his own downfall on that service game. Absolutely.
5 games on.
And having just broken, he sees his own serve taken and attempting to close the match.
Well, it's still a long way to go, but he had match points against Raonic in Tokyo, lost. He had 5 match points against Djokovic in Shanghai, lost.
That is his last 2 tournaments, right?
Yeah.
He hasn't had a match point here, has he? Oh, yes, he did. Yes, Murray had that match point. He missed the cross-court forehand, but he had 30 love as well. Serving for the match in the previous game.
Love 15.
It's a tough man to put away, this. Janowicz, all 6'8" of him.
Kansas. 15 all.
There's always a tendency for him to attempt the drop shot more on the backhand because he doesn't feel as confident on that shot as the forehand.
Thompson. 30 all.
Well, a massive difference in terms of service speed, 27 kilometers per hour. Murray doesn't have a slow first serve either.
40-30.
This is a bit of a turn-up. Murray's had a match point, serving for it at 5-4. Suddenly, it's Janowicz 6-5 up second set. Well done him. So Andy Murray in the third round match at the BNP Paribas Masters has had a match point. He missed a forehand on the diagonal, just a little bit too long. Janowicz at love 30 when Murray was serving for it. Played a delightful little drop shot, which paid off, kept him in the match. And now look, Murray serving to stay in the second set. We were too quick, or I was, to write this man off. I thought it was over. Carlos Bernardes in the chair has just had a little word about the time between points to Janowicz.
Well, going back to that, Andrew, the match was over. And Murray, I think, thought the match was over, just lost a little bit of concentration.
25 seconds allowed between points. The ATP Tour, Carlos Bernardes just telling Janowicz he was taking 28 and then getting ready to serve sometimes. And news from the other court here, court one. Paul Hanley and Johnny Murray have defeated the Bryans 10-5 in the champions tiebreak at the end. It's brilliant stuff. Bryans have seen enough of Johnny Murray this year. So Murray plays the sort of game that he wished he'd played when he was serving for the match, wins it to 15, and we have a breaker. And so far in this tournament, Janowicz has played a couple of tie breaks, one against Kohlschreiber, which he won, and one against Marin Cilic, the 13th seed, which he won. The big servers or great returners have the biggest advantage in breakers?
Big service for me.
Delightful touch from the Polish number 2, soon to be Polish number 1.
But I would always give the edge to a great server and a great returner, and Murray's one of those. Numbers, points won on first serve are always high. Well, that was edgy for Murray, and that's what can happen when you serve for the match. You lose concentration, you find yourself still on court. And also, it helps someone like Janowicz because he's had a second lease of life. Anything else that happens from now is a bonus.
2-1. Janowicz. Lat. Commences.
So it wasn't just Murray that they were having fun with when he showed a bit of temper. hardly a baying French mob. Just a crowd who are enjoying themselves and enjoyed a match of intensity. Does he go to the wide serve here, which
Proceed.
is certainly his strength. Big down the middle. Murray serves the next 2 points at 2-3.
3-2. 3-2.
I remember a few years ago, Andrew, when the year that Gaudio won the French Open, came to Paris-Bercy, didn't put in his best efforts, got jeered off the court. And the truth be known, he deserved it.
That is a top-class point from Janowicz, who is giving Murray the big eyeball there. That's interesting.
4-2. 4-2.
And actually, as Mark Petty was saying beforehand, the results that this young man has had on the clay courts of Europe at challenger level, which is a very tough school, well, they've been impressive. He won a challenger in Rome. He's won challenges in Poland and Belgium. Not a lot of people watching, but an awful lot of good players who play in them. So he's a tough guy, Janowicz. And suddenly, Murray's in a spot of trouble here, and he looks like his body's hurting a bit, and it's all gone a bit pear-shaped. Oh, did you see Janowicz there? He looked like the high hurdler on the way off court there. He is absolutely animated. I bet he can't believe he's lost this point. This was good. It kept him in. This one, you'd think, play an overhead, but no, it was too deep. And then Murray picks him off, and there he goes. The crowd are falling in love with this fella. So well played, Murray. He had to win the point, and he did. Needs at least one of these next two, you think. Janowicz looks as fired up as Lucas Rosol did when he was serving for a match on centre court in the third round of Wimbledon against Nadal. Do you remember that? All fired up. Strong and tall. Well, there was a lot of left-hand shove in that one and strength through the ball.
5-4. Janowicz.
Had to win the point and did.
And the ability to just shift gears as easily as that. Well, he's expressed himself throughout this match. Janowicz never got down, even when Murray served for the match. And it's been all-out attack from him in this tie-break.
Well, you just knew it, didn't you? Well, he's faced a match point. He didn't blink. A drop shot kept him in that game. And it's one in the tie-break. 2 points against the Murray serve. And we have a third set here. You wouldn't have picked this 10 minutes ago.
Murray serve.
You certainly wouldn't. And Murray most certainly wouldn't have.
Can you go with him?
You certainly wouldn't, and Andy Murray most certainly wouldn't have chosen to go 3 sets against this guy, who's just going to nip off court. Mark Petrie alongside me. We'll have a look in detail at what we've just seen in a moment, but we're interactive now. Press the red button on your remote control, and on court 1, Janko Tipsarevic is about to get underway against Juan Monaco, and that's a crucial match for both men as far as the race for London is concerned, with everything in the hands of Janko. Press your red button for that, but we've got some more intriguing tennis to come on Court Central. And Mark, just a little bit of a habit developing, as the boys mentioned, those match points in Tokyo and in Shanghai, and now he's had one here, and he's been taken to a deciding set against a very awkward customer.
Yeah, I mean, it's awkward, as you say, right now. To be fair, it was looking pretty average for him. Just a good, solid performance against a very good player who, you know, looks a little raw. But, you know, one missed forehand, in fact, a couple of missed forehands in the game when he served for the match have come back to haunt him. And I mean, and this shot there, that drop shot, which I felt as though he just completely overplayed, has actually sort of kept him in it. And he's got a very difficult sort of blend of tennis to contain. He's got this big Eastern forehand that is just so slappy, and 1 minute it looks probably the worst shot in the world, and the next minute it is just a cannon, and that's what got him to set point one of those. It's an uncomfortable match for Andy, and he's just got to try and put it behind him, the disappointment of not closing this out.
But when you start a little sequence of match points coming and going, it must start to play with your mind a little bit.
It's there. He wouldn't be human if it wasn't there, that he's lost in those 2 previous tournaments having had match point. Absolutely. But you know, the one thing about Andy that we know very well is that, you know, he is so determined and such a vicious competitor that the one thing he'll be saying to himself is, it's not going to happen for a third time. I'm going to do everything within my power to make sure it doesn't happen again.
That thought process, rather than, okay, well, this is suddenly a bit of a battle, I've got London next week, I'm getting into 2 minds here.
No, he doesn't want to get on a sequence of 3 straight losses having had match points, because then it does become a bit bigger than you would like it to be. I mean, clearly he's going to get over it at some stage, but at the same time, yeah, this is a match he definitely wants to win. We've talked about the implications for him for world #1 and everything else, and he's had a bit of time off. You don't want to lose matches when you've been in that winning position. They hurt.
Well, back comes the pole.
He's a player. He's right up there. He's sort of Raonic of 2012. You know, from Raonic last year, 2011. He's the real deal. He's going to be tough. In fact, I think this surface hurts his forehand a little bit. Funnily enough, it stays a little lower. I can see why he does well on clay, because the thing's a rocket.
So you actually like the look of him even more than Raonic and Dimitrov?
I do.
And that's the measure of the task then, facing Britain's #1 as he looks to get into the quarterfinals in Paris. He's had a very mediocre record here. It's a golden chance for him this week to add another Masters 1000 title to his belt. Hasn't had one this year. Work cut out. Deciding set. Back to Andrew alongside Barry.
Thanks, boys.
15 love.
Part of what makes this guy so magnetic to watch, it's not just the power, he does have athletic ability, no question about that, as well as being an animated character on court, which is always welcome. His parents, Jerzy, and Anna were both professional volleyball players. Can't keep that one up in the air there.
First game, final sets.
Decent start. Well, 46 seconds for the first game. That is athletic stock. You ever had a go at that volleyball, Barry, apart from on a beach on one of your many Caribbean holidays?
Got stuck in the sand.
Well, you don't have hang time.
You saw me play.
What, volleyball? Maybe we should stick to that next time.
It's a real test now for Janowicz at the start of this third. It'd be normal to have a bit of a downer after the adrenaline was pumping in the second set. This will be a game that Murray really does target.
Kansas 15 love.
Four out of the first
Kansas
5 points
15 all.
in this deciding set. The winner of this match to go through to the quarterfinals to play the winner of Juan Monaco, the 9th seed, and Janko Janowicz, the 8th seed. Quality lineup here in Paris.
That is incredible. I'm not even sure he was in position. I'm not even sure he got it out in front, but he made it. It looks like he's going to miss it, but he's made it quite a few times. 8th winner, the forehand.
Count against 40-15. Good. Janowicz.
Well, that's an absolute train, isn't it, that serve? Even if you get your racket on it. And what Murray has to deal with in this situation is the fact that, you know, he's been so close, 1 point away, had his match point. And so often, as Barry Cowan has been saying, the player who was on the receiving end of that match point feels like they have a new lease of life, nothing to lose. And if Murray gets ambushed here, the prospects are not too bright with the serve that the 6'8" Janowicz has. Important game for Murray.
Yeah, the way you hit those two forehand returns, the first 2 points of the game, I think Murray should be aiming the attack at the back end.
not even sure that one came right out of the middle, but he is putting the ball where he wants it, and he's working. And he wants it, and he's showing Murray that he wants it.
15-14.
This passing shot here was impressive indeed. Murray didn't do enough, and that one came off the handle.
30 count. 30-14.
See, twinkle toes Murray there. He was on to that ball. Wrong shot from Janowicz on this particular occasion. The return was good, and then he almost overran it, Murray. So quick to that ball. 2 break points gone.
Yeah, going back to that drop shot he hit at a break point, I think his chances are more in his favour of swinging and winning the point than attempting the drop shot and thinking Murray's not going to get there. Because that's really how you've got to try and play the big points, is play it, you know, the odds in your favour. Where that drop shot was the right time to play it, because he was inside the baseline, he was able to get behind the ball.
They got it. 2.
Didn't exactly move particularly well to that drop shot, Murray.
Janowicz. That's it.
And he's good for it. He deserves it. He had 15-40 and couldn't capitalise. Kept himself in the game. Janowicz here has a break in the third.
2 games to 1.
Well, Murray's out there waiting to receive serve from this tall young Polish player that you're going to hear a lot more from. Jerzy Janowicz, Polish number 2 for a while, but soon to be Polish number 1. It's him with the break. Final set, serving at 2-1. Look at this delivery.
S'il vous plaît.
Somebody's had a busy lunch up in the crowd. Not to say a liquid one. And now Murray has to try and just get himself up. He had the match point in the second set at 5-4. He had 30 love in that same game. He was cruising. Can he dig here, or does he want to get back home to London and get ready for next week?
Well, he should want to dig deep. But
He
is
may
he
not have
going
a
to be
say.
allowed to be? That's what I was going to say. I mean, because the way he played that last break point, he's not going to back off, Janowicz. He's just going to continue to swing. And you know, we often talk about you have to have the shots to be a great player, but you also have to have something deep inside, that courage.
40.
And there was not an over-celebration either, which I thought was interesting.
Well, he knows he's got to hold serve this time, and potentially 3 more. It's a long way to go.
Janowicz.
Well, he certainly didn't take 28 seconds between those serves.
Mr. Morris comes the call. At the right center line, the ball's called out. Second. Serve cancel. Love 15. Mr. Murray has 2 challenges remaining.
Now, they're sensing a lack of effort here, the crowd. Murray looks like he's had the stuffing knocked out of him. You know that if he can hang on here, he's going to get another half chance, isn't he, to break the Janowicz serve, you would think.
Well, the type of personality and the type of player he is, I think it's going to be on Janowicz's racket.
15-13.
I think it's either going to be glory or heartache for him. You know, he's going to swing. He'll either hit some aces or a couple of big double faults. Just the way this match has gone the last half an hour.
Janowicz did enough. Murray was ready to win that point, but he was made to play 1 extra ball, and it had a lot of backspin on it, and it landed on the line.
15-14.
2 breaks and he's almost there. This qualifier from Lodz in Poland. He's causing an upset here at Bercy. Now he's done it. 4-1, another big haymaker. And 4-1 may well be enough to take him through. Time will tell, but he is in complete command. 4-1, final set. Round 3 in Paris. And a knockout blow may have just been delivered to Andy Murray by the man he's playing, big Jerzy Janowicz of Poland. It's a second breaker serve to the big man. It's 4-1, deciding set. Murray's had a match point, but now he's way down. Can he dig, or has he had enough?
He probably won't be allowed to dig. Adrenaline is pumping for the Pole. I mean, mentally, he really has shown so much in this third set. No over-celebration after winning the second, has backed his ability, and hasn't allowed Murray at all to have a say. Was that 3 aces? He's hitting the ball harder now than he did at the start.
Rosol the second.
But this guy can do it tomorrow.
Yes, it does appear that way. Seen some turnarounds in this game and serve the crowd, but this is A radical turnaround, and it should never have been allowed to happen. Murray was in complete control. He lost his concentration. It was nothing to do with anything that this guy did, really. Just a suggestion of tightness when serving for the match, and this may not last long.
It was, Andrew, but it was also another case for Janowicz of just compete. You know, even if you are setting a breakdown, compete emotionally. And he did, didn't he? You never know what then can happen.
Oh, no, credit to him. Credit to him. But that's ridiculous, the last 17 points. And one thing I would say about this, if and when Murray loses it from this winning position, there was a panic at Queen's Club when he lost to Mahou in the first round, and he said, just calm down, I'm getting ready for the big one at Wimbledon. And sure enough, Murray is a big tournament player now. This is a big tournament, but it's not his main event this month.
Well, Andrew, you're exactly right. It's not going to make any difference to next week, but it might make a difference for next year, because this was a chance to... He might still come back, but the odds are stacked heavily against him when you're facing such a big serve. But if he does lose, this was a chance to get back some points on Novak.
40-15.
I'm not even sure he's about rankings. I think he's about Grand Slam titles, although world #1 would be wonderful.
Jerzy Murray.
So, straightforward game, well served, nice and relaxed. And now he must break to stay in this match. Jerzy is our venue. They've enjoyed the match here, and the wave is going on, and it serves to keep Jerzy Janowicz waiting here, and that may not be ideal as he serves for the biggest win of his career. In a Masters Series event, he couldn't even dream of being in it, let alone playing and beating a top 10 player in the third round. He's come through the qualifying. He's beaten the likes of Cilic and Kohlschreiber. Now he's 3 points away from beating Murray. This would be a fabulous effort from him.
I remember the last time Murray was down 5-1 in a set was the second set against Cilic at the US Open.
15-all.
And what happened?
Came home a Grand Slam winner.
Did he win that set?
Of course he did. But Janowicz has an extra 30 miles an hour on his serve.
And that was a Grand Slam. This may yet get interesting.
15-13.
Bit of pride coming in for Murray now. Some urgency to his game. It's been missing for half an hour since he had that match point.
Contact count.
22 aces. 5.5 games of aces. 7 in this set.
And he's barely missed a first serve in this third set. 15 out of 19 first serves.
Counter. 2.
Oh, he tightened up on that backhand. He had a chance to come forward, backed off.
Égalité. 2.
This is the match of his life, and the crowd have enjoyed watching the emergence of big Jerzy Janowicz from Lodz in Poland. It's been all him in this decider. This is a big-time forehand. What's wrong with that? Nothing. That's fabulous. Can you believe that? Murray, not a big fan of losing. Such a tough man to put away.
Janowicz. Mr. Murray's challenge the call at the right baseline. The ball's falling out. Ball stands. Mr. Murray has 1 challenge remaining.
That's it. For Janowicz, next stop, quarterfinals. Next stop for Murray, London. You can't help but adore the way that Janowicz has competed here, and this is what it means. Fabulous scenes. This is what it should mean to win at this level. And he goes to his coach. They've done it together. He's come through qualifying. He's now won 5 matches at the biggest tournament at the end of the year. I mean, honestly, Murray had match point and couldn't capitalise, but just you've got to love this, Barry Cowan.
Well, it's a great moment. It's terrific to see a youngster step up and really grabbed the opportunity. It had to end on a winner. He just threw everything at Murray in that third set. Murray had the chance to close out the match, just lost a bit of concentration. Well, the top four have dominated for so long. They're all out one way or another. It's time for someone else to step up to the plate.
Well, that's what you call raw emotion. To go with a raw knee. He won't care about the wound. What a day, what a performance from Jerzy Janowicz. And are we witnessing the start of a very special career? And they do say that things come in threes. For the third time in quick succession, Andy Murray has had at least one match point and gone on to lose. Marpeche, your verdict.
Well, I just want to say fabulous from Janowicz. I think to come out here in a situation like this against Andy, who was certainly very competitive for a couple of sets, to find a way to win that match was exceptional. I know he was helped by a couple of errors in the game from Andy when he served from it, but at the same time, you know, the game's been crying out for a big new star, and well, he's certainly big, and I think he's going to be a star.
I did suggest to you at the end of the second set, could Murray be caught in two minds? Sure, he didn't want to lose again, having had a match point, but might he be thinking of London? Is it too harsh to suggest that at the start of the third in particular, all that he was lacking was a white flag?
Maybe a little harsh. I think that he was certainly trying at the start of the third set. I think that you know, to be fair, when he got behind, I think maybe, you know, the ordeal, the trials and tribulations of the season perhaps just did catch up with him there. You're absolutely right. But you know, look at those numbers for Janowicz, 22 aces. I mean, it was rough being out there against him. He doesn't make your life easy. You have to plug in, you have to work hard. 51 winners to 38. I mean, that's a great ratio. And when we look at most matches this day in the modern game, most have more unforced errors. Most are lost than won. I mean, the guy won it.
Well, it's certainly given us plenty to think about, and it's made this Paris draw even more unpredictable and unfamiliar. We're coming to terms with the fact that, you know, this morning we were without three of the big four. We'll go into the quarter-finals. None of them will be present. Gilles Simon was given a walkover earlier because of an unfortunate recurrence of Kei Nishikori's right ankle injury. Thomas Berdych came through in three against Kevin Anderson. 4 wins out of 4 now for Berdych against Anderson, who just can't defeat a top 10 player. So Simon against Berdych in the first of the quarter-finals, and Janowicz goes through to play either Juan Monaco or Janko Tipsarevic, who are in action at the moment on court one. It's on serve in the first set, Monaco at 2-3, and that match is available right now via our interactive service. Just press the red button on your remote control. Coming up shortly on Central, we've got Juan Martín del Potro, who's looking to make it 5 wins out of 5 against Michael Lodra, who's the oldest player and the lowest ranked player left in the draw. Not before 6:30 for Tsonga and Almagro, and then Wawrinka and Ferrer. So plenty of tennis, and there's another match as well after Monaco and Tipsarevic on court one with Milos Raonic, who still has mathematical hopes of qualifying for the Barclays ATP World Tour Finals, taking on Sam Querrey, who posted that notable victory yesterday, of course, against Novak Djokovic. Well, hopefully we'll get a chance to have a word with Jerzy Janowicz in just a moment. As far as Andy Murray is concerned, how big a setback is that going into the World Tour Finals? No,
not a big setback at all. You know, it's disappointing. I think disappointing because he had, as you say, 3 tournaments in a row where he's had a chance to win the match that he's lost. I think that's what's painful, not the performance. I thought the performance was good for 2 sets. Yeah, he faded away a little bit after going down a break in the third. You know, but I think that's the nature of the schedule at the moment as well, and it's obviously the one problem that this moving up of the schedule was always going to prove to be that the guys that had already made London, was it going to take a little bit of an edge out of their game? And I think that ultimately, having watched Novak and Andy the last couple of days, when it got to the third set, they were just lacking that spark that we generally see throughout the course of the season. Well, he could easily have avoided that third set. Could have been so very different had he taken the chance at the end of the second. But it's becoming just a little bit of a habit, as we've mentioned. Yeah, well, as you say, you can analyse this to death. But bottom line is if he makes these 2 forehands, he wins the match. And, you know, here, 30-15, boom. You know, look how he pulled off that shot. You know, he didn't really get through the court, and that's why he hit his leg, saying footwork. This one a little bit more surprising. Obviously, wasn't going for a winner, but you know, he's in this sort of point. It looks pretty good, and this one coming up just after the backhand up the line that clips the tape. This is not a shot you really expect Andy to miss because he's not really looking to hit that winner. But you know, I guess maybe he was a little nervous. He wanted to get it done, and put himself in that sort of position. So, you know, I can talk the drop shots about Janowicz, I can talk the big serve, everything else about what a wonderful player he is, but, you know, Andy had the match on his racket.
Well, having survived there, the Pole needed no second invitation. It was a fantastic performance. Barry mentioned no huge celebration when he closed out the second set.
Boom. I mean, you know, we talk about wondering whether the game's going to change a little bit with the forehands. You know, it's not going to be quite so Western anymore, and I wonder with these big guys whether that's the case. There's the drop shot. I thought he overplayed it at times, but, you know, he's got a freedom to his tennis that's absolutely magnificent. And as I say, that Eastern forehand that he has, I think, stays quite low at times. Andy maybe didn't play the slice up the line as much as he could have done, but he's a difficult man to contain out there.
How much further do you think he can go this week?
Well, with the guys that are left in the draw, I mean, if he really believes, I think he's got. When you've got a serve like that, I think he could hold the trophy.
You're tipping him to go all the way?
No, I'm not tipping him to go all the way. But I think he could. He definitely has the potential to win this tournament, yeah.
OK, well, as I say, hopefully we'll hear from him in just a moment. Now, have a word with a man making all the headlines in Paris at the moment, Jerzy Janowicz. Jerzy, many congratulations. A wonderful week, just got a whole lot better. What pleased you most about that performance?
Thank you so much. First of all, actually, it's not easy for me to speak. I have 1,000 different kind of feelings in my heart. This is unbelievable week for me. I could never expect something like this. I was already so happy after winning the first round against Kohlschreiber. After Cilic, I felt unbelievable, and I don't know what I'm supposed to say after this match. Really, there's something amazing, and really, I still think this not happening, actually.
Yes, congratulations. Just an amazing win coming back from, obviously, Andy Server. You started the year in the UK, in a Futures at Barnstable. You lost to the British number 19. You've now just gone and beaten the British number 1, the US Open champion. What's happened to you?
Hello? Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, sorry. You started the season in England in Barnstable against the British, and you lost to the British number 19. You've now just gone and beaten the Britain's number 1, the US Open champion. What happened to you in 2012?
In the beginning of the year, I had so many changes in my life. I changed the racket. This was really important change for me. Now my new racket is actually helping me during my game. I got a new fitness coach also, so a lot of new changes, and actually it worked. Now I'm playing my best tennis in my whole life, and I hope I'll not finish this.
Well, Jerzy, Brad Gilbert, amongst others, has tipped you to get into the top 10 sooner or later. Does that put added pressure on you, or does it inspire you to go out and do just that?
Actually, I'm not thinking about this right now. I'm just thinking. I'm just so happy after today's win. Give me some time for some relax, some rest, and I can give you some answers later. But now it's not easy for me to talk.
We totally understand. Listen, many congratulations. Go and have a rest, and best of luck in the quarterfinals tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What a great guy.
What a fantastic guy. I mean, a star in the making on the court and off the court, no doubt about that.
Yeah, absolutely. He's sort of in the mould of Ernest Gulbis, isn't he, when he came through in Rome and he had that magnificent run, and he gave some great interviews, and he's got a lot of charisma, a lot of personality, and you know, and that's the sort of guy you want to do well and deserves to do well, and obviously has a big game, and yeah, he's definitely got all the ingredients that the tour needs to get there. But obviously he's got to keep going, as he says.
And that's an astonishing statistic that you reminded him of. Barnstable against the British number 19 a few months ago. Paris in a Masters 1000 against the British number 1. What you can achieve on a tennis court in a matter of a few months is, well, it doesn't happen often, but it's an encouragement for everybody, isn't it?
No, absolutely. And I think that, you know, again, it just does underline he's a little bit special, because obviously, as you say, it doesn't happen, you know, every year that somebody's being able to do this, and we're talking about this massively long progression. But here's a guy, what is he, 21, and coming through and making that sort of breakthrough. So it's still possible, which is a nice thing from us as neutrals sitting out here, because we obviously want other people to come in and start challenging the top pack and all the little stories that go along with it. But you know, he's, as he himself said, you know, that there is this finding out process. What do I need? You know, do I need a new fitness? I'm not moving quite as well, and obviously athleticism is such a huge part of this particular sport. And then clearly, obviously, a racket change can make a big difference. The biggest story, obviously, of course, throughout the tennis world in 2012 was Sarah Irani's change to her racket. And look at, you know, the results that produced for the Italians. So it can be just that one thing that suddenly kickstarts it. But obviously, what he has right now as well, that he's lugging around the world, is confidence, and that's a big part of it.